So, Lions football is officially back, but it's preseason. And I'll just say it right here, I don't give a fuck about wins and losses in the preseason. They mean fucking nothing. Like, if you take wins and losses in the preseason seriously, then chances are you might be a fucking idiot and that you're the definition of a daft, dumbass football fan. But yeah, it's more player evaluation of just testing and tuning for the regular season. So yeah, we're just going to talk about the most impressive players on the team and the positives out of this game. Because the Lions really didn't play that bad of a game against the Giants, especially when it was rainy conditions. You know, it was a defensive low-scoring game, which I figured it was going to be. What it be the heavy rainfall. But yeah, and I understood the Lions aren't going to play that well when it's the second and third stringers in. But I mean, in terms of the positives out of this game, there were quite a few positives on both sides of the ball. In terms of offense, you know, Sion Vaki had a pretty good game. You know, the rookie running back that the Lions took in the draft in the 4th round. He looked pretty good. Even Isaiah Williams, the undrafted rookie, he looked pretty good too as he's trying to fight for wide receiver 3 on the roster. You know, in that battle with Donovan Peoples-Jones and Craig Reynolds for wide receiver 3 behind Amon-Ra and J-Mo. You know, even Tom Kennedy had some moments there too. You know, there were quite a few positives to take out of that. Even Anton Green had some good plays, too. But in terms of the QB play, fucking Hendon Hooker looked way better than fucking Sudfeld. Sudfeld was fucking trash in this game. Like, in terms of the 4 sacks, only one of them did Sudfeld not have a chance at throwing the ball when the pocket literally just collapsed and he had no chance. Like, the other 2 or 3 sacks he took, it was literally because he held on the fucking ball for too long and should have just thrown it away. Like, if you don't see anybody open in the pocket starting to collapse, just get the hell out of there and throw the ball away, for fuck's sakes. God damn it. At least Hendon Hooker, when he realized there was nothing open, the pocket started to collapse. He at least knew what to run and get something out of the play. Like, he even trucked the guy, ran him over, and got, like, 18 yards, which that was a pretty good play. Like, you know, in terms of Hendon Hooker's first games in preseason game, he looked pretty good, and then until he got knocked out with a concussion. Because of concussion protocol. But yeah, Hendon Hooker easily looked pretty good, you know, and this was going to be the first big test for him since, you know, he missed all last season because of his ACL injury. So yeah, good to see out here. I think Hendon Hooker easily should be QB2 behind Jared Goff. You know, defensively, like, there were a couple positives from defense. I mean, the linebacking core looked pretty good, you know. You know, linebacking core, you know, for the second and third stringers behind guys like Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Derek Barnes. You know, they looked pretty good. They didn't look like they were out of assignment for most of the game, so that was pretty good to see from the linebacking core. You know, Kelvin Shepard being a really good linebackers coach once again, as always. You know, Enos Rakestraw, he had some pretty good moments in this game, too. Even Amick Robinson as well. Since, like, the only players close to starters that were playing in this game were the rookies and whoever, and anybody coming in from free agency needing to get some reps in. Or those that are in competitions for a starting job. Now, in terms of D-line, you know, Broderick Martin was easily the most impressive D-lineman that we had. In terms of the interior, you know, he did some good job penetrating the holes. You know, really liked what I saw from Broderick. You know, even Lynn as well had some good moments too. You know, and Jack Bates, of course, you know, I think it's settled that he's the kicker for the team for this year. I mean, hitting a 53-yarder at heavy rain, you know, that's pretty impressive. And, you know, he's a lot better kicker indoors, so I'm not really worried about any outside conditions, considering the Lions only play 3 games outdoors this year. And all 3 are against NFC teams, with 2 of them being near the tail end of the season. So I'm not really too concerned about that. And in terms of Campbell going for it on 4th down, I mean, let's be honest. Most of that is just situation there at Campbell and the company doing tests and tune-ups for stuff they're probably going to try in the regular season. When we have the starters in. Because I'll tell you right now, most of the failed 4th down conversions, the Lions would have made that shit easily. with the starters, and you bring the O-line in and everybody, and Jared Goff and company. Because let's be honest, if the Lions had their starters in for this game, they would have easily dog-walked the Giants again. Let's just get that straight and address the big elephant in the room. You know, overall, a lot of positives to take out of this game. There really weren't that many negatives for the most part. You know, maybe the Lions could use another corner, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see there. Even Stephen Gilmore looked impressive and had some good moments, too. You know, hey, you know, it's preseason, you know, it's just player evaluation because there are guys here that are trying to still fight for jobs on the roster. Since only 53 players will make the roster for Week 1 against the LA Rams. You know, pretty impressive. I honestly want to see who else can step up next week when we take on the Chiefs in preseason. But yeah, and there's a good, from what I heard, there's a good chance that most of the starters will not be playing in preseason for the Lions this year, because I've heard that Goff may not be playing at all for preseason. You know, try to keep everybody healthy and ready to go for Week 1 against the Rams on Sunday Night Football in the Cup next month. But anyway, I think that wraps it up here. I mean, it's a preseason game against the Giants, but there are a lot of positives to take on in terms of player evaluation. A lot of things I liked from a lot of players, you know. And, of course, like I mentioned, I'm interested to see who steps up next week against the Chiefs and who wants to make the roster and who wants to join this ride for the Lions this season. Anyway, before I go, let me just say for all the Giants fans crying about Kirby Joseph, honestly, you can kiss Kirby's ass. Kirby Joseph can touch whoever he wants, whenever he wants. Honestly, Giants fans, you can go join the Vikings and Rams fans in the corner if you have any problems about Kirby Joseph. I'll just say this real quick. Kirby Joseph did nothing wrong. Plus, Malik Neighbors instigated that fight. And if Giants fans have a problem with it, they can go cry to the Lions NFC North Championship banner in the rafters at Ford Field. Anyway, that does it here. I'm out.